E, we have Germany, Curacao, Cote d'Ivoire, and Ecuador.
In Group F, Netherlands, Japan, winner of Playoff B, and Tunisia.
In Group G, we have Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand.
Okay, and Group H, we have Spain, Cabo Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay.
In Group I, we have France, Senegal, winner of Playoff 2, and Norway.
Okay, what an amazing groups we have. Let's look at Group J, Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan.
In Group K, we have Portugal, winner of Playoff 1, Uzbekistan, and Colombia.
And finally, Group L, we have England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Okay. Well, that was pretty exciting, wasn't it?
I had a good time, I've got to be honest with you. I've enjoyed that. It was quite complicated at times, but the guys got us through.
Our legends did great. So that's all the groups. Heidi, Kevin, and Danny, what an amazing summer football we have coming up in North America next year. If we could just bring our other hosts back on
Here they come, here they come. How you doing? Another round of applause, guys, please. Great job, guys.
Thank you, Rio. Thank you, Sam.
Great.
Great job. That was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Extremely.
Good luck to everyone next summer. And what a buzz here in DC. I'm sure you can feel it right around the world.
I know I can. You know, my boys back in Philadelphia are already excited about which game that they're going to go and see. Yeah,
Whoa, Philly in the house. Philly in the house up there.
Right, so you just watched the World Cup draw. I think it's been an interesting ceremony, and then we are back on your screens to have a conversation about the World Cup draw and other conversations as far as the World Cup is concerned. Gentlemen, quick one, let's go straight into it. I think it's been an excellent one. Will we say, so Ghana is in Group L, England, Panama, and then
Croatia.
And then Croatia. Yeah. I think, what would you say about it? Is it a fair group or a group that we would struggle to do something with?
Well, it's fair. We're actually hoping that maybe we would have picked up the US Sports or England. But see, for Ghanaians who are willing to be at the World Cup for sugar reasons, we are very happy that we are playing against England. Yes. There's no
England in Mexico.
Well, for what? FIFA put England in Mexico. No. So we definitely know that Ghana, England, Croatia, and Panama do either be playing either in the US or in Canada. That one is stress assured. But I think it's a fair group. England is beatable. England under Thomas Tuchel is beatable. For Croatia, we can have our way out around Croatia, and then there's Panama, who are just, let's say, the walkovers in the group. So I think it's fair having two European countries and one South American country to do it. It's fair group, because if you look at England, they've not been the England, even a typical England in the previous World Cup qualification would be bullying countries around, but it wasn't like that in this qualifiers. And if you look at some of their friendly games as well, they struggled against some nations. So getting to play England, I think it's fair. For Tuado, at least we can secure the second position in this group, because it's come on. There's a group that we can have our way around. And you see, the another thing is that aside England, we've never met any of the countries before. Even in England, it was in a friendly match. That one friendly match that we played with them. The 2011 friendly match that we played in. So that is the only game Ghana has actually played with England. For Croatia, this will be our first time. Panama, this will be our first time. So I think Ghana can have a way around.
Yes, and we have a lot of players that have played against most of the England national team players.
Yeah, exactly. So we have players playing in the Premier League, playing in the Championship, others playing the Champions League, where they face some of these clubs, and so I think it's a fair group for Ghana. We can actually, Otuado and his boys can actually make us proud.
Michael, what do you think? Your initial thoughts on Ghana's group, and maybe we'll go into the other one.
Yeah, so it's quite a tricky group we've been put in there. Obviously, if you are playing against the 2018 finalists in Croatia, the Croats, in as much as they are not in their element in terms of their form, we've known in recent times, you can't downplay their strengths as a footballing nation. I think that England obviously comes in as the the bookmakers' preferred choice to qualify at the expense of or to be the first to progress out of the group there. I think it would be difficult to. England will prove to be a very a thorn in our flesh. There's a country that has won a World Cup before. You would say it's been a long time. 1966. Yes,
Croatia has been to the finals of the World Cup before.
Yes,
I've been
2018
we have
World Cup.
England also, who was the finalists in the last edition of the Euros.
the Euros. And
And
Panama,
the
for Panama, what you would want to know is the fact that Panama is a nation that obviously in the CONCACAF they've proven to be one of the elite nations in recent times, and in terms of how they've been able to go into the CONCACAF. And in fact, the last competition that they played, I think 2025, they were runners-up in the CONCACAF. You would even talk about even the Copa America, where they've played twice. The Copa America, sometimes there is an invitation for South American nations to come and play. They've been there twice. The best run they've had has been the has been that of quarterfinals there. Again, this is not the first time they are getting to the World Cup. This is their second time. That is Panama. They were there in 2018 in Russia, and guess what? They were in the same group with England, where they scored their first goal in the World Cup against England, and surprisingly they lost by 6-1 and finished bottom of that particular group there. So we're going to have familiar foes in England and Panama, but for us, as we said, Panama, we can't. It's a fresh crop of players. Maybe we'll run through the players that are currently playing for them. Their most cap player play for San Diego, one of the teams in their division there, and it's a team that has made history. I listened to the what do you call them, those who hosted the events, the MCs were saying that some of the nations are as small as half of their nation can even fill the New York Stadium, and it tells you that
and the likes are
these are players not necessarily. If you look at the Curaçao's players that they have in there, most of the players are players that have more or less who are born outside their space, and they have decided to return back to their home nations. And so it would really be interesting. I think Panama would be the dark horses for us. In fact, Ghana, as it stands now, from what I'm saying, we should be looking at qualifying as the best third place team.
This group, we can't play second.
Let's
do this man analysis.
Okay.
US, you can also be part of the conversation. Ghana versus England.
Straight win for England.
Straight win for England.
I'll go with him. Straight win for England.
Ghana versus Panama.
Panama will actually be our first game, and so let's educate. So Panama right now on the current ranking, they are ranked 30th. Right?
They are better ranked than us.
Yes, they are better
ranked than us. You say that time they mention one name.
So yes, so Panama is ranked 30th, England is 4th, and then Croatia is 10th. So Panama being our first game, we can get a good note and then get our first 3 points. Now, what it does to us, if we're able to beat Panama to bag our first 3 points, that to actually motivate us, knowing very well that a draw against the rest of the opponents qualifies us. We are safe. So that is another advantage that is to Ghana. So we can beat them.
Let's do the math. Ghana versus Panama.
Straight for Ghana. And then we can beat Croatia. Croatia is beatable.
Right. So
Croatia, we can beat Croatia and then probably lose or draw against England. Preferably, maybe, and then at that time that would be England's. I think the second game. So at that time, if depending on their results against Croatia, that will amount to the kind of agency that they will also come into the Ghana game with.
But to be fair, I think this is a group like this, a manageable
group that
is better than
for Tuado. We say Otuado, it's been 4 points in this group actually. Many guys are man.
So I'm looking at the group.
At least Charlie.
So currently, I'm looking at a group that Panama found themselves in. They were able to qualify in the CONCACAF division, the North and Central American qualification. Now they were in a group with Suriname, Guatemala, and El Salvador. And these are, obviously. But you could see that they out of 6 games, they managed 12 points. They scored 9 goals and conceded 4. Now, if you look at their lineup, for instance, players that play for the Panama national team there, and you could literally see that they are not much of high-profile players there. I'm looking at Waterman, their lead striker, for example, play for Coquimbo in the I think that should be in the Chilean league there.
Mike, I think now fair. Is there another thing I want to talk about the Blacks, and then I'll go to the African countries and then we'll wrap up, because it's just a borrowed time. You want to borrow.
All right, so I think
to be fair, you all think the Blacks should be able to qualify. I think this is a group that we can at least play second.
Our first game against Panama. Obviously, if we're able to get a win against Panama, that's 3 points, and we're able to grind results against England. For England, I don't on objective analysis, big of things, I don't expect us to beat England. Look at Tuchel's face. You see the picture. It's a game that it's a World Cup. They feel like it is this or never at all. So I think that we can try and manage a win or draw against the Croats, and we get to.
So the other African countries. So Group A has Mexico, South Africa, Korea, and any of the winners in the UEFA Playoff D. So Mexico versus South Africa will be the first game. Repeat of the 2010.
The 20 where the famous Shabalala go and then the celebration. History.
This is a manageable group for.
For South Africa, they find themselves against Mexico and then Korea. This group is actually manageable. That if they can actually get, I'm also looking at them also picking up about 4 points in the group or qualifying from the group.
So Group C, the other African country is Morocco. Morocco is in Group C. They are in the same group with Brazil. So Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, Scotland.
Obviously, Morocco gets to qualify as the second place.
I think they can give Brazil. See, this Brazil team.
The Morocco can.
Yes, this Brazil team.
If anything, from Morocco's form in the previous edition is
the previous edition is far. You've gone. Morocco's recent performance.
Yes,
they can match Brazil.
Yes, actually they can, because this Brazilian team.
If I'm placing a bet, I'll go for Brazil against Morocco.
Brazil, Morocco. But I think Brazil.
If not anything, at least a decent second place. If not first, they shouldn't falter for a second.
Okay, so Group F has Netherlands, Japan, winner of the European Playoff B, and then Tunisia.
No, there's Group E with Cote d'Ivoire. Skip that.
Yeah, sorry. It's Group E, Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire is in the same group with Germany,
Curaçao,
Cote d'Ivoire, and then Ecuador. This one is
African champions.
Yeah.
Reigning African champions. They can have their way out of this group.
I think, to be honest, the African countries have gotten fair groups.
Yeah, it looks fair.
Like it looks like we can qualify.
We can, and then another thing that this one, aside Senegal, no African country should have any excuse, because there are 8 spots. If you are not able to be in the first or second spot, there's third best place.
Yes.
Baku 8. Come on.
Group G has Belgium, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand.
Belgium,
it's also a fair group.
A fair group for Egypt.
We have Cape Verde. Cape Verde is the same group with Spain, Cote d'Ivoire, and Saudi Arabia, Uruguay.
They're the same group with Cote d'Ivoire.
No, Group H.
Cape Verde,
Spain, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. I think
it's supporting Cape Verde to beat Uruguay in this. We all from Cape Verde at this point.
On them. I think that Cape Verde and Senegal, it's quite tricky for them. Looking at the group.
Senegal is in the same group with France, Norway, and any winner of them.
The Teranga Lions are going to be
difficult.
That's the most difficult.
Yes, because Norway. See, if you've not watched Norway in recent times,
that would have.
Yeah, you just with football. Norway did but in recent times they've been on some fine form. Even when they missed Odegaard, they still had Haaland and then Nusa and then the rest also Soloto.
I'm really looking forward to the Norway versus France game.
It will be a cracker. Benzema versus Erling Haaland.
Mbappe versus Erling Haaland. That is Benzema. Mbappe and...
Oh, that's the Benzema. Sorry, Mbappe versus...
the man was saying something else.
My mind is on that.
Guys, I think we have to say goodbye. Huge thank you.
Finally.
Huge thank you.
But our location is determined?
Not yet.
But obviously we know that once we have England in our group.
Once we have England, Charlie.
So thank you to our production team, thank you to our general manager Roseanne for giving us an opportunity to be back on the screen again. Thank you to the production team and everybody. Until meet again. We'll meet Otuado and talk about the Blacks. Bye-bye for now.
We have yet another substitute stepping up here.